Hello everyone, this is AmberAnkNA here. Welcome to my channel. Well, I play a variety of games and do narrations for fanfics. I'm really hoping you enjoy my content. If you do, make sure to comment below, leave a like, and subscribe with the notifications on. Right, so next time, this is AmberAnkNA. Welcome to my channel. So, hi! Hello everyone, and welcome to Death Row Chapter 8, Letting Go. It had only been a minute or so since the ghost locked fingers in the middle of the table, finding strength and purpose among a seamlessly hopeless situation. Coordinated thought hid itself from Master's grasp, vanishing behind bubbles of memories that attempted to push through to the front of the full journalist's mind. All fragmented but waiting with a side of truth that seemed of importance. A truck in the Blackwell parking lot pulling up at the perfect moment. A train track walk holding hands to steady one another. Searching for fire bottles for target practice. Dead whales and birds. A streaming pool and banter. Missing goalposts everywhere. Somewhere barely in earshot on the other side of one of the walls, a sullen, steady, dripping echoed with each descent. The only other audible sounds came from her own breathing and that of the other girl sitting across from her. A deep ecstasy was settled between the girls in a moment of stillness, both never breaking their seals. Mass felt herself drift into a state of joyfulness, as her soul was exposed and bailed for Chloe to witness. As imperating as it felt at first, the visitor bathed in the heartfelt acceptance he was experiencing through an attainable openness. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the printer broke eye contact, as an upward sense of displeasure erupted the photographer. The girl's gaze edged downward, rounding somewhere the side of the brunette's eye line. Max couldn't be sure, but she thought Chloe was looking at her lips. Is he looking at my mouth? Shit, Max! Chloe infamously bubbled. I could sit here forever with you. If only I wasn't facing my execution in 2 damn days. She gazed back into Max's eyes, head slightly tilted with a look of frustration painted on her face. Suddenly, something struck the visitor as odd. Her disjointed thoughts sharply moving into focus. 2 days? No, we have till Saturday. They said the execution wouldn't happen until the weekend. She heard the somber anchors in her own voice, echoing on a loop in her mind. The words that came from her mouth almost sounded like someone else. Someone desperately begging for a different answer. Not anymore. Jack told me first thing this morning it was moved up. Chloe! No! Fuck! Why the hell would he do that? It felt personal to the visitor, like she'd been bamboozled and intentionally misled. Nah, it's not him, Mass. It's actually a decent guy deep down. Reminds me a little bit of David. David Madison? Are you sure? He seems like a self-righteous jerk to me. He has his moments, for sure. Chloe lowered her hands, releasing the grip she had on Max's. All four drifted downward, laying flat on the table surface. chains and cuffs slightly rattling. Chloe, are you okay? You look sad all of a sudden. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just remembering my first few weeks in this hell pit. Not to go too much into my own shit right now, but a lot of fucked up things happen here. Being a prison, especially for women, you can imagine how a mostly male staff would treat prisoners. Well, I was approached by a dickhead early on, and before it got bad, Jack busted in and beat the shit out of the guard. I never saw that Jack off again. Get it? Jack. The worst name? Jack off. Never mind. Oh, Chloe. I'm so sorry. That's... Mask trailed off as the inmate's story reminded her of her own attack just hours prior to the meeting. Anyway, he said it had something to do with pressure from the governor's office and making an example out of me to suppress the NCDPA's investments. Hughes fingered close as he requited the warrants to Jack was, "Get this, dude." As he was telling me about this, I saw a white teal from his face. A fucking teal! He never missing it, but I think he's actually gonna miss me. The girl mysteriously smirked when an out of place popping of both eyebrows to NCDPA. It sounded familiar, but Matt couldn't quite place it. Yeah, the National Corporation for Death Penalty Embarrassment. It's ironic if it's true, don't you think? The really good just wants to end capital imprisonment. Might be the reason I get put to death early. You gotta admit, that's hilarious. No way, Chloe. That's terrible. I thought we had more time. There's no way in hell I could ever just let you die. Maybe not now. The inmate responded, but at one time you could. And you did. Not that I blame you. It was a right thing to do. And now we could confidently say that the universe can never keep us apart. The girl briefly held two middle fingers toward the ceiling with a rebellious sparkle in her eyes. The room began trembling. Wait, I let you die? Is that what Mom was talking about? Shit, I'm sorry. It's important to go slow with you and your memories. I've been worried as hell that piling it on too quickly would hurt you even more. I never wanna hurt you, Master. Took down the table, withdrawing her assertiveness from the conversation. The problem is, we don't have much time anymore. What do you remember? Ease into it. I'm here, Dark. I got your back. It was steady that the girls looked into each other's eyes again, lasting on. Chloe. Hi. The brunette hesitated, an obviously dreadful feeling taking control of her motor functions. It's fine, Super Mask. So that mask offered confidence I read about in your book. You could make the world bow, you know. Don't be afraid. Just let go. I can rewind time. Then. How many times have we been over this, Dad? Jeez. I know I'm a scene. I can't keep finding myself sitting in your car talking to the back of your head as you drive us to nowhere. Chloe, you've always been bullheaded. Your mom used to say that. I had a more positive spin on it. To me, you were more strong-willed. The man chuckled to himself, eyes never leaving the world. You still have one more thing to do, sweetheart. Yeah? What exactly is left for me to do now? It's not exactly like I could freely move around and figure it out. I've been convicted of murder, sentenced to death, kept quiet like we planned, and Max is still out there. I have no way of contacting her or knowing if she's okay. I feel helpless. Do you remember what I said the first time we met in the dream? As Chloe pondered how to respond, we followed home a custody song, slightly bobbing his head with the beat. Yeah, of course. You said I was blinded by beauty, but there's a greater beauty yet to come. That greater beauty was Max, right? Bingo, sweetheart. I always knew you would be back. How do you know that, though? She left me, remember? I had to move on. Chloe, I knew because you knew. So, I'm just in your head, yeah? The man giggled to himself again, but then reached over and turned the radio up full bass. The photo dog Hill sat in silence as the same country songs she heard countless of times while dreaming about her dad. Parents playing over the car speakers. Corey knew what would happen next. They would chat more about Max and her need to remain calm and patient. Emily, another vehicle would come crashing into them, waking her from her dream. As terrifying as the crashing moment always felt, she was still very thankful to spend time with her father, even if a figment of her imagination. Him being there helped the girl not feel so lonely while walked away. Daddy, tell me, this can be different. What's the one more thing I have to do? You haven't called me Daddy in years. Since you were a little girl. Unlike each previous incident, William slowed the car down and flipped on his blinker. He pulled over to the side of the road and turned around until he was face to face with the girl in the back seat. The one last thing you have to do is to figure everything out is actually easier than you might think. What is it? Please! Chloe, you have to let go. Suddenly the two were standing over an open grave in a cemetery wearing nice black dress clothes. The casket was closed so she couldn't see the unfortunate individual inside, but she figured it was probably a memory of her father's funeral. Chloe turned around to stand the others in the crowd. Behind them, and recognized in nearly every face. Diana, Warrant, Dustin, several truckers who frequent the two wheels, David, Victoria, Kate, and others. The only one who wasn't smiling was a younger version of Max, who was holding what appeared to be a shoebox. She looked the exact same as she did the last days she saw her before leaving for Seattle. Chloe, listen, Justin whispered as he approached, just bumping and then disappearing as if he was never there. You saved us all, Chloe. Kate softly spoke, dragging a supported arm across her shoulder, then also vanishing from sight. One by one, the funeral guests walked by with complimentary words, all kind and heartfelt about how she saved them or was some sort of hero. Finally, the owner Max walked up and hugged Chloe tightly around the waist with her free arm. The shoebox still tucked under the other. It felt weird with her arms around her best friend from years ago, but it was still the same loving energy that was always there transferred between them. Your dad's right, Chloe. The pretty brunette began as he pulled away from the embrace. You have to let go. Her voice was cute and soothing, as always, but there was a concern, uneven texture to her words. I'm trying. I want to forget about the past and focus on the future, but I don't know how. I mean, I'm stuck in prison, facing my own death. I don't know what to do next, or even how to start. No, Chloe. Your heart is heavy and your mind is crowded. You're not bothering talking about letting go of your past. You actually have to let her go. Matt slowly lifted the shoebox lid, allowing it to drop to the ground. Craning over to catch a grip of the revealed object, Chloe felt her breathing catch as she recognized the blue feather earring residing at the bottom of the box. She rapidly whipped her head around and turned back towards the casket. It was somehow now open with Rachel's lifeless body laying inside. No! Chloe softly whimpered as she raised both hands to her open mouth. Several tears streamed down as Matt stood on her tiptoes, racing upward to wipe her friend's cheeks. See, honey? You have to let Rachel go. I mean, really let her go. Raven stood over the body and put his daughter into her sidecar. Max was nowhere in sight, leaving the open shoebox in Chloe's arms. After you found out what happened to her, there was no time for you to properly moan. Yeah, you decided to be angry at the time, again, but you and I both know, even though she was very special to you, that greater beauty was always in your future. The greater beauty we can experience in life is finding an unconditional love. One that will be there for you for the rest of your days, regardless of everything else. He spoke his foot and slightly nodded his head before continuing. You just gotta let it go, Chloe. You got this. Dad, I tried to let her go over and over again, years ago. She blinked several times to clear the moisture from her eyes. We were meant to be into each other's lives for a short time, but we were never built to last. I know that now. I think I always knew. But I couldn't stop hoping she would want me completely like I wanted her. Here, let me help you. The man gently took hold of the shoebox and removed the hit from Chloe's grasp. He received its contents and dragged the blue feather earring out by the hook. Go ahead, take it. Chloe gently handled the earring between her pointer and thumb. She ran her opposite palm down its length with one small stroke, and then she lightly pressed it to her lips, holding over her dad to say, "Thank you." She realized he too had vanished from the dream. All that remained was Chloe, Rachel's body, and a very special earring that needed to find its way back home. Bending down towards the open casket, Chloe reached inside, sliding the item's hook into her deceased friend's ear. For a moment, she imagined Rachel was only sleeping. It wouldn't be the first time Chloe sat awake staring down, amazed at how beautiful her friend was and how lucky she was to have found her. Unfortunately, the reality of the situation weighed heavily. Rachel Amber was really dead, and she would never again be able to hold the girl in her arms. Tears began to subside down her cheeks again, and this time she let them without apprehension. She breathed in her moaning to wash away the pain. Some moments passed by as she stared at the face that was once full of life and wonder. Chloe wasn't sure what she was supposed to do, so she just started talking. Hey, wait. I don't really know what to say. I'm not good at these sort of things, I guess. I should tell you how much I miss you. Forget all of the other bullshit. I just miss you. That's all. It's not even the parties or the wild things we did together. Not the sleepovers, the hangovers, catching trains, or joyrides in my truck. Yeah, I always remember those fucking amazing times. But I miss the stupid stuff. Like the way you move your mouth to the side, just barely when you're meeting someone for the first time. You probably didn't even realize you did it. The way your eyebrow moved as you spoke, the way you sort of pivoted your hips to the side to act confident, and even when I knew you were still as hell. How you always text or call me, even when we were fighting, just to show you cared. I missed that, Wace. I miss your fucking energy. God, why? Why did it have to be you? Chloe trees her eyes closed, trying to block the doers, trying to be strong, but nothing could stop him from forcing a way out. The same pain she felt in the dockyard when seeing Chloe discovered Wacel's grave strikes at her as if it had been the first time all over again. The finality of death sung like a sunbird to her heart. She didn't want to linger in the pain any longer, so she decided to say a few more words to divorce her emotions. Wace, I wish you could have met Mass. The saddened girl started sniffling to her nostrils. You would have had loved her so much. I promise. She came back to me recently, and in some ways, it was like she never left. Just being around her makes me feel like I know what I'm doing. And I know in my heart what I want. Mass unconditionally cares about me. To others, it doesn't matter to her. She sees me for who I am inside. And Chloe didn't finish her last parts. So luckily realized something. Yes, she would forever value the time she and Chloe spent together. Yes, it would still hurt any time she looked back at her past. But now she only wanted to look forward, towards her future. Mouse meant much more to her than just a friend. And a renewed sense of purpose would be the driving force behind every action she took until she and her partner in time were safe and together. The dream stretched around to darkness, and Chloe immediately sat up, gasping for air. She calmed herself down and wiped the sweat from her forehead with the back of her hand. A heavy burden she didn't even realize she was carrying seemed to have been lifted from her heart. Remembering the dream in vivid detail, the prisoner knew from that point forward she would remain focused and driven. It was time to put a plan into motion, and for that, she needed to find Mass. If only she had access to the internet, a laptop or computer would work. And the next time God came to her cell, she would make a hand motion like she needed paper and something to write with. Having not spoken or even communicated since the murder, Corey figured the prison staff would jump at the opportunity to gather information from her. It was time to stop moving pieces on the board, and Corey intended to play her best game of chess. Now. You can rewind time? Corey asked, his smirk beginning to glow as if she already knew the answer to her question. You don't say. Please don't think I'm crazy. You have no idea what I went through this morning. The prisoner must have noticed the wearisome look on her friend's face as her grin faded and playfully the last look in her eyes angrily shifted. Wait, I thought getting your rewind back would be a good thing. But what the hell happened for you to remember, Mass? I know what happened the first time. It was fucking traumatic. The forward runner stirred and turned, retreating towards the opposite side of the jail cell. away from Chloe. She placed 2 hands on separate bars above her head, wrapping her fingers around cold metal and taking hold. Oh, Chloe. It was awful. She knew the prisoner meant a great deal to her, but it bothered her mind knowing how important it felt to tell her everything. It was like she had this undeniable yearning to seal herself completely with the girl, and everything she went through was meant to be experienced by both of them somehow. Releasing her grip, Matt spun around like a typical yet magnetic pole. Her eyes matched up with the inmates, sliding perfectly into each other's gaze. A now solid clustering of her faces was easily recognizable on the girl's face, an expression that could stop the double in its tracks. What the fuck happened, Mask? Did someone hurt you? I swear to fucking God. I was attacked by my boss, Chloe. He tried to... The memory of what happened, of course, passed into her, causing her legs to wobble in her balance sway. She lowered her body down to the grimy floor and propped herself on 2 knees. The creaking of chains being pulled to the limits went out from the table as Chloe unsuccessfully attempted to free herself. God damn it, Mask! I wish I could just pull you into my arms and hold you right now. Shit! The prisoner hammered 2 bald fists onto the top of the table near the anchor hook in the center. A hammerless echo reverberated out of the cell and down the hallway, leading to the heavy door where the warden and his guards were knelt out waiting. She wasn't sure if it was the booming sway of the table and Chloe's genuine concern for her, or if it was the idea of being in the inmate's arms. But Mask was suddenly filled with an unearthly strength. Your power is changing me, changing everything, Mask. Especially you. I can tell. You're not so back chicken shit anymore. Thanks, girlfriend. You know what I mean? You're becoming like this force of nature. It doesn't matter right now. Before Crawford burst with a newfound victor, pushing up from the floor back onto her feet. We can deal with that later. First, we need to figure out how to get you the fuck out of here. With this rewind power, maybe I can use it to help. Mask, you just whip up. What did you remember? Chloe's eyebrows were pursed upward, a look of awe ruining her countenance. We broke into Blackwell for a night swim. God, I think I started falling in love with you then. You're so beautiful in the water. No way, Dork. You've always been in love with me. And I'm still hot, as you can see. Mouse felt like laughing, but not because of Chloe's choking demeanor. It was like a sort of fog had been lifted and she was seeing directly into her best friend's heart. Once you get over yourself, you're going to make the world bow. As long as you're there with me. Don't look so sad. I'm never leaving you. Now I'm getting cold in here. Because we're rapping instead of attacking each other. Otter versus Socksidle. Without saying a word, Matt earthily rounded the table. She bent down beside where the prisoner was sitting and wrapped both of her dangling arms around the girl's torso and shoulders from the side. She pulled them together tightly, resting her head on Chloe's shoulder and gently closing her eyes. The familiar touch sent a savor of contentment through Master's body, as he loved every second of the pleasurable situation. Time's up, Miss Caulfield. No one announced from down the corridor that led to the jail cell. Having been swimming in the neighborhood moment with her best friend, Master had heard the fake door frenziedly open. Mass, we have one more day together, the blonde whispered, pushing away. You have to remember everything. Demand answers from your parents. Do some research. Anything. Just remember us. I know you'll find a way. The breeze behind the visitor jingled and quaked, followed by a magnetic shaping of the bar door being muscled open. She nodded in the prisoner to listen, as instantly surged within her, fighting back the fear. Master denied her buckling impulse of panic. Her mind and heart were set on one thing, was give her confidence to take everything else away. It didn't matter what she had to do. She was going to stop the execution and get Chloe out of there. She had to. Doc walked to the table and looked down over the two girls. Matt stirred and exited the cell. They weren't following, then locking the door as they departed. She gazed back at her restrained friend and took a deep, airy breath. With a first smile and a second nod, the four journalists exited the area, knowing her decisions would be of utmost importance from then on out. She knew her actions would have consequences, so she would need to be precise with what she needed to do. For now, she planned to head back to her apartment and confront her mom. It was time for answers. Hi everyone. This is AmberAnkNA 2000 again. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Because, I really did enjoy making it. But, so I hope you enjoyed it. Comment, like, and subscribe with the notifications on down below. Till next time, bye!